I shot my own children. It was the only way I could be free of them and continue my affair. My name is Diane Downs, and to avoid suspicion and arrest, I staged a carjacking and even shot myself. I was born in August 1955 in Phoenix, Arizona. When I was 12 years old, my own father sexually abused me. I tried cutting my wrists at the age of 13. Despite growing up with strict conservative values, I rebelled at 14 and had a relationship with my boyfriend Steve despite my parents' disapproval. I attended college in California but was expelled for my promiscuity. Steve and I got married and ran away from home. We had 3 little children, Christy, Cheryl, and Steven. However, we got divorced when Steve suspected Steven was a result of an affair. Later on, I became a surrogate and gave birth to Jennifer. In May 1983, I attempted to murder my 3 children. I drove to an emergency room with a bleeding arm. Cheryl was declared dead on arrival, Steven was paralyzed from the waist down, and Christy suffered a stroke. To cover up the crime, I lied and said my car was carjacked by a bushy-haired man. The man flagged us down and demanded for my car, but I refused. He shot me in the arm, and then shot my sleeping children as well. However, the police and hospital workers became suspicious and found forensic evidence that contradicted my story. They also found my .22 caliber handgun and knew that I phoned my married lover, Robert. He didn't want any children, so I viewed them as a burden. After Christy recovered her ability to speak, she testified against me in court. She described how I shot them while we were parked at the side of the road, and then proceeded to shoot myself in the arm. I was pregnant with Amy at the time of my trial. However, the state took custody of her and she was adopted by another family who renamed her Rebecca. The lead prosecutor adopted my surviving children. Years later, Rebecca appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show and ABC's 2020, where she called me a monster and expressed her regret for having any contact with me. In June 1984, I was convicted and given a life sentence plus 50 years and was required to serve 25 years before being considered for parole. Psychiatrists diagnosed me with narcissistic, histrionic, and antisocial personality disorders, labeling me as a deviant sociopath. While in prison, I managed to escape from my cell and evade law enforcement for 10 days. However, I was eventually recaptured and given an additional 5-year sentence. I applied for parole multiple times, but was eventually denied.